good afternoon, very warm good afternoon to all the dignitaries present here. So myself, Nilmani Kashyap, with my co-author Aditi and Saurabh Diwar, and also with Professor Help, Dr. Rakesh Das, presenting the supraspinal neuron impulsive flux detection device for tracing organs, dysfunction, and therapeutic efficiency status. So here we have, I think it is not working. Here we have why we need this invention. Why this invention? Why? What is in it for you guys, right? So we have the dysfunction of the organs like vascular occlusions, necrotics, apoptic tissues, gas, cough, and many other dysfunction of the organs. But this device is also basically for the control of dopamine, right? To control the dopamine to decrease the crime rate. Also to self-cure phenomena. We can say like back to the root where the Sant and Buddhas and in Vedas, there are so many rituals are there to cure our body, to cure our organs by our own spiritual energy, by our own neural energy, right? So moving to the next slide, here we have the human nervous system. It is divided into two subparts, that is sympathetic and parasympathetic. So here we can see that the ANS system is connected with the CNS system. Means the ANS system, that is sympathetic, that is flight and flight situation, where the organs having the inhibit state, like it is increasing the heart rate, inhibit the gallbladder, right? In parasympathetic, it stimulates the organs. So here we are discussing about the ANS, how the, like, imagine this hand as a spinal cord, right? So this spinal cord is having the connection with the all ANS system, organ system, but the deflection where the device get the deflected where by the frequency means this device has the frequency variation. So where this device has the variation, frequency, and neurochemical energy amplifying like dopamine, adrenaline, right? So it can deflect at that point, and that point will be parallel to that organ, that ANS, right? So here we have the device design. So it is a metallic track like a scale having the number of column, number of pair of column like a spinal cords, right? So device is having the vibration mode, means it is work on the like a scale put on the back of the spinal cord, having the equal pair of the spinal cord, just like a cervical, thorax, sacral, and many others. So here we have the dopamine, adrenaline, non-adrenaline, and acetylcholine, and many others which have the chemical neural flux traveling through our neurons. So by due to which we can detect that there is a deflection, there is a frequency in hertz in the spinal neuron. So by which we can detect if there is a maximum deviation than the normal body function, then there might be some dysfunction in the organ, right? So here we have the device. Device is like this, which we have the scale. The dots contain number of pairs. You can see that there the part is sacrum and this part is cervical. So this device is used to move to and fro motion, right? To and fro spinal cord, you have to move the device to and fro motion, so it can get the reading of your spinal cord when you are in healthy position. So this is a working. We have here the working principle of the device. As I told you earlier also that CNS is connected with the ANS, right? When the peripheral system is on the cessation mode, right? The ANS system is on cessation mode, then CNS will be in the depression mode. So here we have the term that is afferent and afferent, right? Afferent means we have to carry the neuron impulse from the sensory neurons to the brain, right? And where the afferent means you have the motor neurons that is carried from the brain to the muscle by the neuron system, chemical neuron flux situation. So here we have then the vibration. You will put the machine to the spinal cord, back of the spinal cord. You will get there is a deflection in the frequency in hertz. You will get there's a deflection in the frequency in hertz. If there is a maximum deflection, or either it can be lower deflection, sorry. So by the deflection, you can get the dysfunction of the organs, like in thorax 9 region or in cervical region, there is a parallel to the lungs, right? For example, we can take the lungs example. So in the cervical region, T1, we have the parallel lungs organ. So if there is a maximum deviation in the cervical, either it is having the problem in the lungs area. So here we have the novelty. So this idea, this innovation is a new angle, no modify idea, nothing as copy paste and then modified it and then presenting you. This is an idea. So here we have the boosting of intelligence and intellectuality, both at the same time. Like we can say, we can cure our body by the meditation and medication, right? The meditation and medication can cure our body. Like we used to know that our body is having the 7 chakras, like in Vedas, we have heard in India, like there are 7 chakras where the Sant and Buddhas used to train their chakras and cure their own organs. So here we are going back to the roots to cure our body. Okay. So here we have the gap of study. Like in gap of study, we see that the dysfunction of organ can be curable by self-defense phenomena. No powerful radiation, UV, magnetic scan radiation will be involved in this reaction, in this function, in this medication, right? Here we have to actual point. We have to catch the actual point. We will catch that with the device, actual point of that location where the dysfunction is occurring, right? So it is a no side effect is there and complete step-by-step process is there. So after that, there's a methodology. You have to put the device first back of the spinal cord when you are in the healthy position. After that, you have to move to and fro motion so that it can take the reading of your spinal cord when you are in healthy position. After that, whenever you are getting cold, whenever you are getting the dysfunction of your organ, whenever you feel like you are not healthy, then again put the device to the back of the spinal cord and move to and fro motion, ups and down motion. After that, you will get the readings at the device that yes, you are getting at this point, cervical or T9 point, thorax 9 point, you are getting higher deflection or the minimum deflection, by which you can see that the frequency hertz is minimum or maximum, due to which you can get that the dysfunction of organ is in this side. Means if I said you earlier that if there is a cervical region having the higher deviation of frequency, then it might be problem in the lungs. So by this device, you can get the dysfunction of the organ frequently and exact position of the flux. So by this, you can take the medicine of that exact organ. You know the organ. You do not need to do X-ray. You need to do some heavy, expensive methodology performing. You have to take the medicine of that, and also the medicine have the effect. If I know, we all know that the small intestine have the medicine of 2 hours the potential. That after 2 hours it will get the effect of that medicine, right? In small intestine. 1 hour in stomach, after that it will travel to the small intestine, and 1 hour in a small intestine. So in this method, we can cure the medicine potency and bioavailability more. Means it will have the higher efficacy in our body than the normal medication level. If we increase the radiation, means if we increase the frequency energy in our upper spinal cord, right? So here we have some experiment, therapeutic assessment. We have the 12 volunteers where we have the first example that average frequency is 62 hertz. That is respiratory tract. If he is having the respiratory infection, then again the device is going to the T9 region, as I told you earlier. Then it might deflect the highest mode, 7 hertz frequency mode. Means normal is 62 and hertz. Means it is having 69 hertz frequency at that level. Means this is the spinal region where this is having the higher deflection of the point. Means this is having the dysfunction than the normal. Means that organ having the dysfunction. After curing that organ, we will still left out 1.9 frequency hertz. Means it is not fully curable, right? There is still left out some frequency. Either we can see the volunteer 2, 46 hertz, GIT disorder, and after that it will have the minus 2 hertz in the lumbar 5 region. Means GIT having the parallel to the lumbar 5 region, right? So if GIT having the lumbar 5 region minus 2 hertz, means it is having the potential minimum than the normal temperature. Normal frequency, sorry, temperature, normal frequency. Then after curing it, we will have 0.6 minute left out. As like that, there are 12 volunteers. We have not 12 volunteers. These are the chart you can see in the following slide. Now we have the therapeutic assessment. Here we have the number 2 reason where the energy fluxes is more. Then it will have the alveolar obstruction where the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide would have some obstruction is there, due to which the cuff deposition is left out on the left lung. Right now you can see the second last option, that is second sacral, where the virus infection is there. One of our colleagues also have the virus presentation. So she also mentioned that the virus infection can be heard by the physical contact and by air also. So here we have this, if sacral region is having the flux is higher, then it will deflect that it will having the infection on the left bronchi or the bronchi obstruction, which is due to the virus infection. So these are the studies which we have studied on the basis of the therapeutic assessment. You can see on the following charts.
So you have 2 minutes to conclude, please.
Okay, so we have result and discussion. Now in the result, we know that we can exact portion of that flux we can locate, and also the frequency, as I told you earlier, the frequency and flux, we can locate the frequency and flux. We can take the normal function of that spinal cord. After that, the dysfunction of the spinal cord by the frequency level. Right now we have the conclusion. Like this is the patent going on, provisional patent is going on. We are working on it still now. So it is under the provisional patent. We are trying to move it much further so that we can come to the market and the end of the 22 might be. So it has no side effect on the body, right? And we have the anticipated benefit that I told you earlier also, that it has a neural power flux, which we can like acetylcholine, dopamine, noradrenaline, and exact location of power center, right? So no adverse effect also. So here we have the disadvantage. Disadvantage, we can say that the tissue distortion means we cannot find the exact location. Means we have find the dysfunction of the lungs, for example, dysfunction of the heart, for example, right? So we do not find the which part of the lungs is having the dysfunction. Either it is right, either it is left. It might be in the right position, or in right, either it might be upper left, or it might be lower down, right? So we cannot find the exact position of that dysfunction of the organ, but we can find the dysfunction of the organ, but cannot find the exact location. You are getting what I'm saying? Isn't it great that we have having the device that we can cure our own organs by our own phenomena, by our own chakras, by our own variations? And also the new invention, new technique is there. So application is limited. So thank you all. This is it.
Thank you very much, sir, for your presentation. If anyone has a question for this presentation, please. Thank you, sir. We don't have a question for you.